Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line. For your questions about buying this or any watch you see on our channel, our website, or our social media, reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today, we are discussing the Hanhart Primus Pilot, a timepiece representing an interesting fusion of a traditional pilot's watch with a very modern aesthetic. 44 millimeters in media blasted stainless steel. The watch has a cool techno-industrial muted appearance and hinge style lugs, a little bit like one might say the IWC Da Vinci series. So this watch, barring many different inspirations from many different genres, a remarkably original design execution that is 15.9 millimeters in thickness, and if you were to retract those hinge lugs as much as possible, an agreeably narrow 47.4 millimeters from lug to lug. The spacing between the lugs is 24 millimeters, so it has a nice broad contemporary stance on the wrist. And as you can see, this is an unconventional looking watch that fits in an unconventional fashion, because normally a 44, especially an aggressive, complicated 44, does not fit this well on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. I can actually recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14.5 centimeters circumference. It sits securely, it feels substantial, and you really are getting a lot of interesting design flourishes here. Let's take a look at the hardware and the software. The top is a textile, so you can see it's a lovely blue. It's not navy, it's lighter than that. It actually has a little bit of a metallic reflective tinge to it. There's some bolstering adjacent to the case, so there's some stuffing in the strap to add some premium volume. As you can see, there are 2 points of pivot, so the strap itself pivots, but then the hinges themselves also pivot. And if we turn this all the way over, you can see that Hanhart uses a remarkably buttery calfskin on the bottom. It feels great. And then there are lovely gussets built in so that you're not going to gouge the strap. The strap designed for long wearing durability. Nice attention to detail here. It is a brand new Hanhart factory strap. There is a clasp in matching media blasted steel, and as you can see, it's a twin trigger clasp. So this design used by many in the industry, but Hanhart, with the combination of media blasting and the detailing, makes it its own. The twin trigger assuring that you can't accidentally pop this one open, it's not friction fit. There's a double anchor inside, and as you can see, you stick the strap through the clasp. It then tucks underneath the body of the clasp, so there are no minder loops externally, and all excess length is tucked underneath the strap, so it's a very clean look when buckled down and sized. The case flank is simple, media blasted, and as you'll note, inverse conical. It begins to diminish as it runs down from the bezel towards the case base. Now, I actually measured this bezel across at 43.8, so the watch, especially because the case is narrow at its bottom, doesn't wear quite like a conventional 44. It's much friendlier to a small wrist. There's a red index at the top of the bezel. Note the bezel does not turn, but it's a good look. You can also appreciate that there are some unconventional pump-style pushers, as well as a screw-down crown. The watch is 100 meters water-resistant. On the dial side, it is a lovely purple blue. If you're familiar with the Audi RS series cars and Nogaro blue, this is Nogaro blue. The dial also has a lot of depth. As you can see, the dished sub-registers, but most prominently, the Hanhart outboard that's used for reading minutes and seconds. Now, this is an abundantly loomed dial, and there will be a lume shot. You can also see there is a little bit of use of FP Journe-style dial side bolts and high polish. Easy to read, no doubt. The timepiece is a fully functional sports-type chronograph that's not necessarily a pilot's watch, even though that's often where discussions of Hanhart lead. 100 meters water resistant, and here we have a Sellita SW510. That's Sellita's version of the Valjoux 7750, technically identical. This one, automatic winding, unidirectional, and adjusted in-house by Hanhart. 42-hour power reserve, stop seconds, and a quick set date, beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. Pivoting on 25 joules, and as you can see, it features a cam lateral clutch chronograph arrangement. So you can see the cam, or coulisse, or shuttle as it's variously known, as well as a lateral clutch. Now, here we have a very well-tuned cam because the feel of the pusher is light and crisp. This is one of the best feeling cam chronographs I've encountered. It's up there with the Lemania-based Omega calibers 1861 and 1863 as one of the best feeling cam chronographs I have encountered. And again, you have the hacking seconds and the quick set date, and a watch that is fully swimmable. Tons of lume. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Here comes that lume shot. And we're back with the Hanhart Primus Pilot. Take note, every hand on this dial, including chronograph seconds and sub-registers, fully loomed.